Hey, Dragon Slayers. It's been about 3.5 hours since my last meal, and my blood sugar is 77. So, the last video I did was all about Japanese philosophy, Kaizen, which is continual change. And I decided that kind of sparked my interest in thinking about there are philosophies and principles that I live my life by that have helped me slay my diabetes dragon. So I figured I'd share some of those with you guys and hope that they can help you too. I believe that there are four measures of health. So, spiritual, mental, physical, and financial. And I think that you need to be healthy in all four ways at the exact same time in order to truly be healthy. There's more to life than just physical health. I mean, we see examples of this all the time. There are professional athletes out there that are elite, like top of their class, physical health. Obviously, they have tons of money, financial health, but their mental health and their spiritual health is very questionable, right? And so in order to be truly healthy, you need to focus on all four things at the same time. And for me, whichever one I feel that I'm lacking the most in, that's the one that I focus on the hardest. And so I believe that life is all about balance. And without balance, it's going to be very difficult to achieve any goal, especially one as large as slaying your diabetes dragon. So I will cover these topics in more details in these upcoming videos, but I have a holistic approach to health. I'm not trying to sell anything, and I'm not trying to suggest that you use some complicated process to have a healthy life or to improve your health journey. If anything, health is often about the removal of something negative than it is about the addition of something positive. So, when you remove the negative things from your life, it allows you more freedom to grow and change without constantly being stifled or feeling like something's tugging on you or weighing you down. And adding on to the Kaizen principle that I mentioned in my last video, continual change and improvement and growth is not only good, but necessary. So everything that's alive is undergoing constant change and growth. Everything. There's no such thing in nature as stagnation. Everything that is alive is growing. So if you're not growing, you're dying. One great example of that is they talk about how elderly people that have a hobby, let's say there's a 95-year-old man who rows all the time and then he gets injured, he stops rowing and he dies. Or there's a person who did gardening or whatever it was, usually they get injured, they stop doing that thing, and then they either die or they quickly decline in health when they reach their later years. And there's the adage of that you don't stop something because you get old because you stop something, right? It's very, very true. I've seen it in my own grandmother's life. She lived to be in her late 80s. She was like 88 or 89 when she died. And she was just a real mountainous pioneer woman. And I believe she like got injured one day or got sick, like a common cold or something, and she just stops, right? She stops moving and her health slowly, quickly, rapidly declined because she was already up in age. This is not so true of younger people. That's why you don't see this dramatic effect, right? Well, anything that is not maintained is going to fall into chaos. It's the law of entropy. If you don't drive a car, it's going to stop working. If you don't live in a house, it's going to become unlivable. The same is true of your body. If you live unconsciously and you do nothing to maintain your health, you will get sick and die. We don't have a choice in getting older, but we do have a choice in our quality of life as we age. Health is not a destination, it's a never ending journey. You can't achieve optimal health by and then stop doing everything it took you to achieve that and be able to maintain it. That's why I try to do small things on a consistent basis that I know will maintain my health. And I can use tonight as an example. It was Tuesday. Normally I try to fast on a Tuesday, but an old friend of mine is getting married soon. And so she called me up and we're like, hey, let's go out to dinner. I hadn't seen her in a while. Like, let's celebrate. We were excited. We went to a steakhouse. I had some bread. It was great. I had a lot of bread, actually. It's the most bread I've had in years, probably. It was delicious. And I got like a pork chop, and there was some sauce on the pork chop that was super sweet. And between the sauce and the bread and the pork chop, my blood sugar was like in the 80s before I ate. It shot up to 215. That's the highest my blood sugar has been because I don't really eat carbs or bread and sugar at the same time. I was a little worried, but over the course of the meal, it came down after about 30 minutes to 188. After about an hour, it was 124. And I got home and I did like a 30-minute walk, and it reached like 61, right? And as you saw, it's like now still in the 70s. So that little thing, that 30-minute walk, has a profound effect on my health. And that's something for you guys to think about. And that's what I've got for you today. So remember that together, you and I will slay your dreaded diabetes dragon.